Greetings. Welcome to Sunday night. It's late, a little bit late. We are playing the Magician, and we're going to do a solo run with the Magician here. So 28 days with with the wily Magician, and see if we can score our 12 points. If you recall, if you've been watching the rest of them, what do we got here? We score for prowess, gold, great treasures, and spells, and of course, quests completed. Trying to get at least 10 points, if not 12 points. If you've watched the previous, we have the Amazon and Berserker have both scored 4 points in that. They both scored their 12 points. Our Black Knight only scored 8.5 points. Let's see if the Magician can do any better than them. I have to make the big scoreboard there for these guys here. Let's talk real quick about the Magician before we start. The Magician is a spellcaster, the most versatile spellcaster in Magic Realm. He has access to every kind of chit except type 1. He's a light character and can access every type of magic except holy magic type 1. This makes him a great spellcaster. He can cast every spell in the game, almost, of course. But it also makes him one of the weakest spellcasters in the game because he cannot pair two chits to make. He cannot pair two chits, meaning that he cannot, say, have a type 2 chit and some gray magic. He does not have that capability. So as he turns these to color, he can't cast type 2, can't cast type 3 or 4. He ends up, at the beginning at least, being very dependent on spells that either have different colors, like a flame sword in type 2, or he is very dependent on his type 6, 7, and 8 spells, which is typically what I take. I take 1, 6, 1, 7, and 1, 8 to make the maximum use of his chits starting out. His powers are magical paraphernalia. He can do an extra alert phase each day. We also use the balance upgrade where he also doesn't fatigue a magic chit when he alerts. So I think that gives him a nice ability there. It means that he's going to have a time 0 chit at all times. And if I haven't said so in the game, it's going to be this type 6 chit every time. So I typically don't write his alert unless we start needing to write his alert. I assume the type 6 chit is alerted at all times for him. That might not be true. And it definitely isn't true if like he is stuck with creatures on him or something like that. We'll have to be a little bit more careful when that kind of stuff happens. But typically, that type 6 chit is alerted. So he has a type 6 times 0 chit ready to go. What do we use that type 6 chit for? We use it for transform. So we're going with a transform spell loadout. And for the Magician, that means transform, and as my son calls it, the must-have nudge. Now, do I think nudge is a must-have? No, but I think nudge is a must-have for many characters that can take nudge. In this case, since we're relying on transform, and transform is a luck-based spell, we're going to have nudge. But nudge is costly in the sense that it ties up a chit. That chit's going to be fatigued when we use it, right? So it does take a little bit to get him running, up and running. His offense is going to be transform. Utility as support of this offense, and utility is nudge. Movement is going to be Wisp's Guide, which means he can move on hidden paths and passages, but doesn't learn any of them. Type 7 gold. So we've used all 3 of these chits here, 6, 7, and 8, and we have magic to power all of them. We're going to keep this type 5 chit not turned to black, because if you'll notice, the first week is black and white magic. I'm going to use and pair that if I need to enchant. We're going to enchant a ton, pretty much. So what's good about the magician? Wide variety of spells. What's bad about the magician? He has a hard time pairing chits with color. He can't enchant by default tiles. He can't cast the big boy spells, as it were, but he can cast sort of the type 6s, 7s, and 8s with impunity, and we're going to focus on that. His power, subtracting 1 from read runes is great, but keep in mind that it also means he gets cursed more often. He succeeds more often and gets cursed more often than most other characters. So he has a little bit of a love-hate relationship with reading runes, but of course he wants to read runes because he wants to learn spells, and he has the most spells he can possibly learn. So again, on one hand good, on the other hand bad. Succeeds more and lots of spells to learn, curse more often. He is friendly with the company and rogues, so being friendly with the rogues I consider to be a big advantage, because of course he starts with the rogues at the inn and the company can show up. Bad is sort of funny. He's unfriendly with the patrol, who will show up at the garrisons and sort of plague him. So I've had magicians that were killed on day 1 because they screwed up and didn't pay attention to the patrol potentially showing up. Now you shouldn't die to the patrol. You should be able to run from the patrol if you're the magician. But you could hire someone on day 1 and get the patrol there, and they kill, like, there's all kinds of things that could possibly happen here. So we're gonna think about that. But so he is friendly with the rogues, but on this transform build, you really want 1 or 2 buddies, because you need to be able to kill the thing you transform the creature into, or else that spell is tied up forever. So he's going to want to hire someone, which means he's stuck at the inn on day 1, and so he's very vulnerable to a roll of a 3 on day 1, and the patrol showing up and possibly killing his rogue, and so on. That was a lot. That was a little bit of a babble there, so I do apologize. But I find the magician sort of a fascinating character. And in this case, though, he is a little bit dependent on his spell choices. And in this case, his spell choices are transform. So we're going to go hard with a transform sort of build here and see how that goes. His cards, Gold Source, that's a good card for the magician. He can make the best use of those of any character because of his unique situation with color and his spell chits. He has gift exchange, meaning he gets a treasure and he can trade it with someone he's friendly with the rogues, but he needs a treasure. And trinkets, he needs to meet giants and give them a card, and they will give him a great treasure in return for a small one. He does get ale, a delivery here at the inn, and a dead adventurer to start. He also has 3 gates, but these gates did not turn up in super interesting locations. Like if one was, right next to him and in the middle of the deep woods, or, that would be really awesome. They sort of are in this weird, weird little triangle. Probably the one in the crags is the maybe most useful. Not sure. But these ones I think are sort of useless a little bit. So I'm not sure that he really was helped by his 3rd event of the first week. So let's get started with that being said. So on day 1, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a quest phase to pick up the ale to the order. So we're going to run to the chapel and get the ale there. But we are also going to, I would argue, higher, and higher and try to grab 1 or 2 of the rogues done. And that's where we're at. We don't want a 3 to turn up. It is the worst possible thing to turn up for us. We got a 5. Spiders and imps, that's not going to be a problem. So we're going to do a quest phase, pick up ale to the chapel, done. And then we're going to hire 3 times with our friends, the rogues. We have 10 gold to start. We are friendly. we would like to get some low cost here. We get a 6 no deal. That's 1. 2 price times 2. So we're going to hire Rogue 7 for $2. And we get 1 more. So $2 we've spent already. And looks like 2 more bucks. So we're going to spend Rogue 6 and 7. And we're going to spend $4. That gives us 6 to start. And we have 2 buddies, and that's good. And the reason is not that we think these guys are amazing combatants. They're fine. But they're great at killing frogs, sparrows, and squirrels when we transform giant dragons into squirrels, sparrows, frogs. That's our day. No one appears. We are going to cast. We're going to cast Nudge first before anything else. That's going to fatigue this and this. And we are going to turn... I'm going to turn this guy into our Nudge shit. Going to keep everything else. And we are done there. I think... Yeah, I think that's it. It is highly unlikely that we pick up any of these other ales at this point, but so be it. Now, the only problem we have is getting here. It's going to take us actually 2 more days if we want to play it safe. I don't love that. So on day 2, well, it's not the end of the world, actually. On day 2, we're going to rest, and then we're going to move into the valley. I don't want to be in the inn again, just in case. And indeed, you know what I'm going to do at the end of the day? I'm going to turn trinkets in. I think I picked that up. And I get monster lore. So that's actually sort of interesting because I can now use it to force a combat that I won. So there you go. So end of day 1, we've turned that in. Day 2, we're going to rest and move into the valley. So let's do day 2 here. Let's roll this bad boy. It is a 5 again. And we're going to rest 3 times and just move here. So sort of dumb, but we do get all these shits back. Done. Day 3, not super exciting. It's going to be a hide and move into the Borderlands. And we would just like to see what the hell's in there, right? We got to get in there. And it is 6, so bats. Maybe. So we're going to roll today a hide first before anything else. And we succeed. So we are hidden there. And we move in. And now we flip these guys. We got Smoke and the Lost City in 3. That is going to draw lots of friends here, potentially. So let's see. Slither 6. Roar 4. Slither 3. Horde in 6. Ooh. And Shrine in 4. Shrine's interesting because... it's really type 5s. Type 5s are the ones that we would be sort of most interested in. Oh my. Ugh. I don't know that that changes much of our initial plan, to be honest with you. I don't know if that changes much of our initial plan. I think... So the one problem with the Magician here as well... He's not great at running from certain things, right? Goblins, he's bad at, because he only has an L3 chit. So there's a lot of monsters that will trap him. We don't want to get trapped. But nice thing here is, so like for instance, these serpents will trap him because they're time 3. Goblins will trap him time 3. The nice thing is, if we just move, we are untrappable. Smoke C is only going to draw a dragon, and that's a move 4. So we can get out of here, absolutely, without a hassle. So I say that our next move on day 4, I believe, is going to be just a move to 2. Done. And that's it. And we get dragon, so we are going to pull dragon. So we just go 1 2 like that, and all of a sudden a bunch of dragons appear. So Smoke C is going to bring this guy onto us. Now that does suck, though, I will say that, because we're gonna have to run back to here. Oh yeah, that's gonna suck. So Slither C is going to bring him here. The Horde is going to bring this guy here. And Roar? No, I mean we're done at that point. Like we actually are done. Like we've run out of dragons that can appear in the caves already. So this place just became crawling with dragons. And we have to fight, because when we run, we have to run out of the clearing there, and we would get trapped in the diabolical run loop. We don't want that. So we're going to fight. So our first fight is today. On day 4, we are going to... I'm going to pull... and I am going to say, we did alert, right? That's our initial phase every time, unless it can't be. In which, you know, right? So yeah, so that's my, I'm sorry. So that's my standing order done. This guy is going to be here on our sheet because we are not hidden. I am going to lure him away with this dude here. And we're going to go like pretty much like that, I would argue for the moment. Just lure him. And we are going to use our ×0 transform. And we're going to need a purple. So we burn purple. This one's going to be burned as well. Done. And we're going to transform this guy before anything happens. And hopefully we will not have to use our nudge. And we want to roll high. 6. We get a 4. A 4 is okay. It is a sparrow. So that is not enough to... It's hard to hit, but it's certainly not enough to kill us. So good. Or kill our guy, because he can't, you know, light damage, blah, 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 can't do anything. Done. So where does the sparrow appear? In the combat phase, heat lines up. As sparrow doesn't flip, because he's the same on either side, and he is killed in round 1 by our guy. Done. And that is 5 prowess with a dragon. And so, oops, I'm sorry, the magician has way too much stuff. That was the Black Knight score, by the way. So we now only have $6. Sorry. I already started poorly here with my score card keeping. So done. We will need those chits back, of course, to make this work again. But we have at least saved ourselves quite a bit of trouble, actually. So we are going to move. I think that first move's to the chapel. Second move is past the chapel to the valley, I believe. Yeah. Because I don't think we need to do anything to deliver. Yeah, done. So that will score us a point. We will score the delivery, pretty much. Then we rest, because we're going to need both those chits back again. So not a, you know, right? Very simple turn. Let's see what we get on day 5, I believe. It's 1, so it's dragons again. We're not going to be here. We go 1, 2. We drop the ale off, so we score delivery. So delivery is scored on day 5. We get our card point. And that is a point for us. We also get 8 gold. So we have now 14 gold. So that's cool. That's not bad. It primarily means we can probably hire our guys again if we need to. So we move that past and we do 2 rests. We do a type 4 and a type 6 rest and rest. And we are done for day 5. I wonder. Okay. That's fine. So that's fine. So chapel, ale to chapel is done, completed. These are going to go away at the end of the week. That was our day 5. Our day 6 is going to be obviously a spell X and spell. We need to get purple magic back in play. Before anything else happens, we got to get purple magic in play. Obviously, we are doing our extra alert phase. Obviously done, but yeah. So spell X and spell to get purple back in play. And the worst part is, I don't know that I want to move. I think I want to get monster lore played, and we're gonna do the same thing we did there. I want to do spell X, spell, and spell. So we're gonna get these 2 guys back in play. Yes. Absolutely, we're gonna get those back in play. I think I have my plan for the next 2 days here. And I don't think there's much else to do once we get those 2 back in play. So we're just gonna rest. Done. So we're actually sitting in the valley here on day 6. And we're gonna use monster lore to grab a dragon from the neighboring tile. That's what monster lore does. 4. So giants and trolls, not gonna matter, as we are going to spell X and spell twice to pull those 2 back. Boom, boom, like that. We rest once for no good reason. That, of course, is alerted. The day ends, and I'm going to pull this dragon using monster lore into our tile. And we're going to lure him with our guy. Going to use a 0 time and purple. We don't have to hit with transform. It automatically hits. But it has to be faster than anything on our sheet. We didn't need to even alert it. Done. And now we're going to cast. And this is the important roll right here. We need high numbers. And we're going to get a 4 again. So he's going to become a sparrow again. So no head anymore. We got a sparrow instead. And now he gets to roll to see where he ends up. And does this guy kill him in round 1 again? 2. He does not. So this guy goes to the bottom. Done. That's round 1, but we did fatigue, so there is no stalemating going on. So this is the first stalemate round. And so for that, because of that reason, now I'm going to play a chit as well. And that gives me a 2/3 chance of hitting him. I think we'll take that. We get a 5. So a 5 means he drops to the middle, the sparrow, and then we intercept the sparrow and we kill him with light star damage. So we kill him, we get 10 points. we're going to score Monster Lore with the T-Dragon. Monster Lore gives us our 2nd point. The T-Dragon gives us 10 prowess. Not yet ready to get a point there. We get Pickpocket. Don't even know what that means. End of phase with a rogue, goblin, imp, or ogre. He steals from you and flees into a nearby clearing you follow. Move yourself and the top denizen to an adjacent empty clearing. Perform a speed check against that creature. If you fail, the denizen returns to his original spot. You roll and lose that much gold. If you succeed, you catch him and must fight and defeat him. Hold on, give me 1 second. So I'm reading the document in the other window. It says a speed test requires you. So these are like the lore tests, right? We get a number of rolls, and rolling a 3, 2, or 1 in the number of rolls, you know, and before you run out of rolls succeeds. Speed tests require us to fatigue move chits equal to or less than the number listed. So that's based on the creature that we pick or get roll. So we actually get to weirdly determine how fast how fast our pickpocket is going to be by so for instance, if we get this guy, because he'd be the top rogue, we would need to fatigue 4s or lesses of moves to get rolls. If we pick the imp, 2s or lesses, we wouldn't be able to get any rolls there to do that. Okay. So we'll put that pickpocket. That's a new one, obviously. So we did kill our guy. He is done. We got our stuff, but now we're looking at what does day 7 look like, right? So day 7 is going to be black magic. So I want to hide. Oh, I can't do it. I want to move into the deep woods. Spell X and spell. Because I'm going to have black magic in every clearing on day 7. So if I go 1, 2 to here, I can enchant the deep woods, which I think I want to. So I think that's my day 7. So that's a little bit of a risky play, given what could appear. And we're going to get 2s and 2s. So just serpents and demons and serpents and demons. So nothing is going to, nothing extra. So we go 1, 2. Spell X and spell using the black magic. That's going to flip that, but we are on clearing 1. So let's remember that. Clearing 1. And we get stink and patter 2. So all spiders all day, nothing appears, and we are done. And the reason we do that is now we have gold magic. It's not going to take much for us to cast our wisp and be able to move around that tile really easily. And that is our day 7. And we are done, and the delivery is done. Those chits go away. We get 3 more events before day 8. We get another dead adventurer, the King's Soldiers, and the Hermit. So let's roll for a dead adventurer. Ledges 3. And let's roll for the Hermit. Ruins 3. Ledges 3, Ruins 3. Ledges 3, the Hermit is in Ruin 3. Where is the ruin? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff sort of sitting right there, huh? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We really have to figure out the best way to get there. It might be going through the mountain and going this way up through the mountain. Um, but yeah, so those are our three events. I'm sorry, I'm yelling at the mic here. Those are our three events, and we are ready for week 2. I will be back in a minute. I do apologize. I need a lozenge for my throat. Let's figure out what day 8 holds. So I think we want to get to the ruin. I think we would like to try to take advantage of the dead adventurer and the hermit. Both of those are, don't get me wrong, the dead adventurer is not worth a point right off the bat. He is worth a point if you drag the evidence back to a dwelling, but we do have a dwelling in the soldiers, which we don't love, so keep that in mind. But these guys are, but you could find a dwelling in these woods and so on. So I do think it's worth collecting at least the hermit and this adventure here before deciding if, you know, if you want to go down to the ledges and collect the other one, or if you want to attack the horde. I do think for day 8, we're going to hide and then move into the woods. I think that is our... I think that's our goal here. We might need to rest. A lot of resting when you're a mage in Magic Realm. So something to be, you know, to think about. 1, more dragons. Okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we are trying to hide. And we are hidden. And it is the small campfire in 4. Oh no, it's the small campfire in 5. That actually really sucks. For various reasons. We'll never get there. It's through the damn caves. So that's day 8. I think very simply, day 9 is hide, move into the mountains. No, you know what it is? It's rest, spell X and spell. Gotta have that transform ready to go. There is no reason to not have that transform ready to go. So day 9, we're gonna rest up and spell up. So day 9, bats. Unhidden, we rest twice. Flip that one. Done. Day 10, we're going to hide and move to Mountain 2. Monster roll for 10 is 3. Goblins, ogres, wolves, goblins, octopi. 1, 2, 3. Are we hidden? Yes. And what's here? We got some spiders and trolls. All right. I think the next day is hide, move into the woods. I don't, nothing special here. That's day 11. This second week's going a little too fast for my liking, if I'm to be honest. We get dragons again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 3. We hide. And we're going to get the large campfire here in 5. We're not hidden, but it doesn't matter. I don't know that I like that configuration any better. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So what day is it? It is day 12 coming up. So day 12, we are going to alert our stuff, of course. Main problem would be goblins. If goblins show up, that's a problem here. So we are going to hide once. We are going to move to the Dead Adventurer. We are going to search twice. Spiders and imps. We do hide. We're at the DA here, the Dead Adventurer. We're going to roll 2 searches. We need to locate on one of those searches. And we do. So we do collect him. That also gives us the ability to grab a small treasure. The magician can be very treasured. Oh, Flowers of Rest. Which nothing is, we're not fatigued at all yet. So that's good. Oh, God. That's really good for us in a weird way. We just sort of need to figure out where to deploy these damn flowers. Ugh. Oh, and we do need to do this too. So we need to pop these. So what do we end up with? Howl. Howl for is goblins. Dank is serpents. So be wary there. That's fun. Right, so we did that. We searched. We found the guy. Done. So it's going to be day 13 here. Do I want to cast? No. So I got to be careful because I would like to utilize my wisp spell and maybe get myself to that adventurer again, but I do not want to be hit by the flower. So let me look something up real quick. Okay, so I think we can do this. So that night we are going to cast Wisp Guide. Oof, that was rough. That was hard to say. We're going to use a gold source. So we're not going to use our own gold to do that. We're going to use this gold source and this type 7. But it's a day spell. So until the end of the day, we don't fatigue that chit yet. That chit goes into the employed by magic slot, not the fatigue slot, until the day ends. So that's where that is going. Our gold source is gone, and we get gambler. So that means we're not going to be knocked out by our stuff immediately that next day. So on day 13, I think we are going to probably drop our flowers of rest and move ourselves 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to drop them here. So I'm going to go, so that's my plan. My plan is to drop them at the gate. So we're going to go move, 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 move into the ledges to the dead adventurer, using the secret paths that we can now walk because of the mist. And we're going to drop this flowers of rest here is our goal. Okay. So that's day 13 written. Let's see if that actually flies here. 6, so we get bats. That could suck a little bit. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Drop the flowers 4. Flowers here. And we do have to flip this. Oh, ruins and lost castle. Wow, that was, I think, the risk right there. That was the possible bad. Lost castle's in 1. So no matter what, we're getting a bat. And we could get multiple bats. And if we get multiple bats, this might just be the end. Cairns 5. 1. Pull in 6. Not terrible yet. Flutter 1. Statue in 2. And the altar in 1. A lot of stuff in 1. We're going to draw 2 sets of bats. The ruins draws a single bat to us, and then 2 bats there. That one's the hard one. In any case, we're good. So, okay. And of course, we've alerted because... But we're going to lure him off of us in any case. Done. And then I think we're playing the time 0 chit there, and we're burning this and this. Done and done. And again, the transform technically would go here until this guy is killed. We'll see. We'll see where it ends up. That's going to go off before the actual melee step. We still have our nudge shit ready. We roll a 4 again, so that's good, and we don't have to nudge it. It is indeed, yet again, a sparrow. And this guy can kill a sparrow, I hope. 6, so he goes down to the bottom. So round 1, he does not kill the sparrow. Now we're going to get in on the fray and attack as well. So this is the first stalemate round. He's going to line up and die to the dude. Done. So we get 10 more and then 3 more. So we have 18 prowess right now. We've at least cleared that bat out, so that's good. It's a good thing. We are going to hide. We're going to search. Done. And actually, what else can come get us? Pretty much just Ruins is going to draw, potentially. And it would draw one again, given the way this is going. I could rest once, so we're going to rest once instead. Hide once. Obviously, we have our extra alert phase. We're going to put that in there. That's what we're going to do. And knowing what we know about the board, we don't need to hide. So it's going to just be rest, alert, search, search, search. Remember, we have purple in every clearing. So we're going to just rest and alert our type 6. If bats appear, they will go away first because, right, everything regenerates before it comes back. So the most we can get is a single bat on us, in which case we still have a nudge shit. So we should be golden. So day 14 comes. We get 4s and 5s. Spiders, imps, trolls. So we're going to draw a lot of spiders, but nothing here. So that's okay. That's good. And so we rest and alert. So again, this chit comes back and is turned to the side like that. And this wisp guy got fatigued yesterday. And we are now searching 3 times, trying to find this other adventurer's corpse. And we failed. That looked like a 4 to me, but it turned to a 2. That's 1, 2. Oh, come on, give it to me. We need a cup. We need a little bit of luck. 4, done. We get another dead adventurer body here, and we get another small treasure off of his corpse, and that is the scroll of oh, and did we not draw our other small treasure? Oh, we drew the Flowers of Rest. Duh. Scroll of Alchemy. This is great for the magician, by the way. It's going to be a great treasure. And that's going to be a point. And now we have 3 points. Rest alerted. We searched. We found the dead adventurer. Nothing appears on us, but we do get the cairns and the imp there and there. It's going to be a little bit hard to get our crap done to get through there. That's going to be a little bit rough. It's going to a lot of stuff going down there, it seems. But we are not dead yet. And we're going to score 2 victory points as soon as we hit the large campfire, because we're carrying 2 pieces of evidence. You just have to return them to a garrison. So literally on day 15, you're going to get 2 points. So that's sort of cool. Now, the problem that you're going to run into is then dealing with... So I probably... yeah, so, and I'm going to lose my guys too. So that returns. And we don't need it on day 14. And we can't utilize it on day 15 unless we get this shit back into action. So I think the plan is we're going to move to the campfire. We do have to draw 3 more events just in case. Tiles enchant 1, 2, and 3. So tiles enchant is not super useful. We get 2 tiles. 2 tiles are going to enchant. So the first die is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the bot. It's the ruins. The ruins enchant. And D6 is whether we add 10 to it. It isn't. It's the high pass. So I think both of those are a little bit of nothing burgers, a little bit there. We do get the lost crone, so the crone gets lost. Borderland 4. I mean, ultimately, that's not terrible, like, as far as it goes. Okay. And we get one more. We get the bandits. Outside the chapel, we're going to take the top 3. And we put them there. Okay, I don't think that changes our initial plan, but we do have to figure out what that means later, right? What that means for our subsequent moves, because our subsequent moves are going to be very difficult through this tile here. We might... I don't want to fight 2 bats. I just don't. I don't think that's okay. So I'm going to move to the camp. And then I am going to get my 2 points, but then we're going to hire. Done. And then we'll lose rogue 7 and 6 if we don't hire them. Done and done. They'll still be in this clearing, so that's okay. We might be able to hire them in a subsequent day. So day 15, we're ready to roll here. We get bats. So we are going to move. We get 2 points for the adventurers. That gives us 2 more cards. We have 4 cards now and a great treasure point. 5 total points. So that's not bad. That does not suck. These go away. We don't care anymore. Done. And indeed, these cards can be put to here. Done. And I think the soldiers are done as well, right? Because that only lasted for 2 weeks. And our first week was... No, Gates Delivery and Dead Adventurer was the first week. The second week was King's Soldiers. So the King's Soldiers technically lasts until the end of this coming week. So technically we could pledge ourselves to the King's Soldiers and run up there if we needed to for something, but we're trying to hire our 2 guys though right now. So 7 and 6, they both cost 1 base. We are friendly with the rogues. Price times 2, so it's going to cost us $2. So we're going to do -2. That gives us $12, and then 1 more hire phase for rogue 6. 3 price times 2. So we're going to get them both for $4. So -4, we have back to 10 gold. But now we have rogue 7 and 6 until the end of the game. And that's okay. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Nothing will appear at the campfire on a 6, and we are done with the day. We do need to. So the next day is going to be a rest phase, a spell X, and a spell phase, so that we have transform ready. And I hate to say it, but we might as well do a rest phase again. And just stay there, and that's it for the day. That'll be day 16. And we get 2, so serpents and demons. So something might... So we're going to rest this guy. We're going to flip that guy. I'm going to rest this, and I'm going to put the nudge back into fatigue there. And nothing appears here. I think this is the large campfire, right? Yeah, it's the large one. So only the small of the house. Nothing appears. Done. We are then going to hide, rest, move to the imp. Done. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh, that ain't good. That's not good. That's not good. We can't do speed checks against the imp, so that's going to suck. So we're just going to fail that and lose money, which sort of sucks. Okay, well, I mean, I suppose it is what it is. Well, you know what? No, it's not is what it is. At the end of today, so the end of this day, when we rest, we're going to we're going to burn pickpocket. We're going to turn it in because we ended our day at a dwelling. End of phase at the large campfire. Oh, well, that's even better. That's a large campfire. So all we gotta do is end a phase here. I'm gonna hide, rest, move into the imp. And he won't run from us, and he won't steal our money. And instead we'll get a point for happy camper. So let's roll to see what the day brings. Is it day 17, I believe? Day 17. What does day 17 bring on the monster table? Let's hope it's nothing. It's 4 giants and trolls. It is nothing there. There you go. All right, so we're going to hide first. We fail. That sucks a little bit. We do rest this type 8 shit. We move up into the imp there. We do score happy camper because we ended a phase. So that is just sheer luck. That was sheer... So we're up to 6 points. End of the day, we're going to get Herbalist. And we've got to fight against the imp. And hell if I'm not going to put him just on these boys right here. So this guy's going to be his target. This guy's going to attack. I'm going to play an attack. Done. Because these guys are mostly immune. They're immune to curses versus me. I'm not. So I'm not going to get cursed. Heck with that. The imp stays put. Our boys don't stay put. They both flop down to here. This guy flops down to here. I suppose, does the imp flip over? He does not. Does my boys flip over? 1 and 2. He does. Everybody misses. I mean, it really doesn't matter where I put these guys because they can all randomly go in that case. So round 2, 4, he's going to stay put. Does the imp flip? How's that? That's what we'll... He does not flip. How do the boys do? They both line up. So he's going to die this round. He does. That's worth 2. I believe the imp is just worth, yeah, just 2. The imp is 2. So we're up to 20 prowess. Is that worth a point yet? It is. So that's a victory point in prowess. So we're up to 7 points. We did not have to spend. That's the most. We didn't have to burn any color or any magic. We just could kill this guy right there. So done. That's what we needed to happen. The next day, I believe, is 2 hides, 2 moves into the spider. Day 18, we're rolling a monster check. Serpents and demons. Ooh, that's not going to be great. We're going to get a demon in there as well. We're hidden. We move in. The demon appears at the altar. Along with all the bats, along with all the... Right, done. So now we have to decide whether we fight the spider. The spider is only worth 6, so he would bring us to 26 prowess. Obviously, we would transform. The risk is that we need to use our nudge chit. That's going to be a lot of fatigue. I mean, we could kill him. And we might want to kill him if we... but what I really want to do is get... I want to get Gambler done. Want to get Gambler done at the inn, which can be done, so that's another point. That'll be 8 points. And then largely, I mean, I hate to say it, I think I want to sit close to the chapel, if not in the chapel, and try to learn spells. So 1 point brings us to 8. 3 more points, 2 more points, because we can get 2 for spells. For 3 spells brings us to 10. Damn it! Can we get? Largely, it's like, can we get 2 more points? I don't want to give up unless we learn the spells. I suppose we learn the spells, we could give this up, but it's worth a point. This is worth a point also. So I don't love it. I don't know yet. But killing this guy does not get us that much closer unless we want to dilute the cairn. But we don't have a ton of time either. Like, we don't have forever to get this done. It's day 18. 19 is going to put us into the high pass. 20 will get us to the inn. So that's day 20 already. We'll turn in Gambler. Day 21 sees us maybe in the borderland if we're super bold about it. Day 22 is the borderland. Day 23 would either be the valley or we would start the process of learning the spells. It is likely going to take us a couple days to learn spells. So, I mean, we're really cutting it close here. You might be able to grab the crone. So if we can get Gambler, that's an 8th point. If we can grab the Crone, that's a 9th point. 10th and 11th point if we get spells. You're just close. You're very close, but just not quite. Obviously, there is looting a treasure site, but again, you're really cutting close on days at that point. Maybe the Hermit. We didn't get the Hermit because we walked past it. Okay, so I think we're gonna pass by. And the question is, do you move and hide? So we've seen a Howl Chit. I have not seen Ruins C. Ruins C would ruin us, as it were. I say we move and hide. I say we move and hide in the high pass. So move to the high pass, and we will hide. Done and done. And alert, of course. But that alert is after we move. And, okay, so 19, I believe, right? Is that, yeah. Not a 3. 4, Giants and Trolls. Well, that could be bad too, actually. So we're going to go there. We're going to hide. We are hidden. We flip this over. It's Ruins and layer in 3. Ah, oof, okay. That's fine. That's fine. I get it. I get it. I understand. I'm bummed, but that's fine. That's fine. We got this. And again, we could loot the lair. The problem with looting the lair is very simply, it's in a cave. You're going to have to discover it. It might take you a couple days to do that. That's going to cut down on your days. I say we're going to have to just move on. Day 20, we should move to the inn. Then try our hand at Gambler. So I think that's what we're going to do on day 20. Day 20, we roll to see who's going to show up at the inn. It is the patrol. Oh, okay. All right. Move. We're unhidden. Patrol appears. We have to end our day here. We have to roll against the patrol. The patrol is unfriendly with us. I could really use not a block battle. We get a 3. No deal. So they're okay with us being here for now. That's very lucky. We now get to roll Gambler. We have a Nudge Chit. So we could get, we're going to bet all our money. All 10 bucks go into the gamble here. And the Magician, of course, right? The Trickster. 6. Son of a B. Well, I hate to say it, but if we're not going to, at that point, I don't care. We're going to allow ourselves to lose our bet. What I was hoping was that we would get, you know, whatever, something like a 4 or something, right? Oh, we can knock that down to a 2, win 2 times your bet, and all of a sudden have like 30 or maybe 40 gold, and that's going to put us in points in gold. We didn't get that. Instead, we got just enough, so we got 1 point for card for that card. That gives us 8 points total. And since we're not in the gold, we're not in the money, the points for gold anyway, we might as well stay not in the points. And I think we're going to burn Herbalist as well, since I don't see us getting to Herbalist quickly enough. What are the 2 cards? We get Lucky Days. We get a reroll. And we get Curse Breaker. Interesting. Okay. Fascinating. We're up to 8 points right now. Tomorrow there is gray in every clearing. I have purple ready. Obviously, this guy's going to be readied. We have not used our nudge chip. So, let's think about what this last week looks like. We can get 2 points for spells, gets us to 10 points. We can get an 11th point because we probably, if we get cursed, we can go to the chapel and curse break. And then our 12th point could be if we learn enough spells, it could be gift exchange. Coming back and handing the scroll over if we learn the spells. It could be the bandits, though that's a rough one. It could be the hermit, though that's non-trivial because we got to get to the hermit. And the way is blocked by a tremendous dragon. And again, you're just talking days. You're talking how many days does this all take? That's the concern. I mean, we're not even in the last week. Usually I'm doing this contemplating the last week, but we're not doing that this time. We're doing it a day early. As we write our day 21 move. Because I don't think if I go move, I don't think anything actually can jump me here except for possibly this dragon again, if they appear. That's not terrible. So we get to here. And then I sort of assume here in 2 days. Then ideally we would sit here, but they're neutral, so that could be a problem. Or we move here and do the searching. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. So here's my day 21. We're going to move to the valley, so out of the inn. Search, search, search. We're going to try to learn some spells. Done. Gray magic in every clearing. We roll 2 dice. Monsters will reappear on the appearance chart. So we're going to take bats and the spider giants and trolls. So these 2 bats come off the board. Oop, whoa, hey, buddy. We move here. We're going to learn some spells. Maybe. Reading runes, we subtract 1 from both dice. We sort of want to curse, which for us is a 6. So this is, well, and we need to get 4 type 6 spells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are the type 6 spells. We're going to okay, why are these? There we go. There we go. In some random order. All right, ready? This is one of so we get a 4. No, we get a, well, yeah, we get a 4. We get a 4. Okay. That's awaken. I'm going to nudge that to, that fatigues, to learn and awaken. So we need to make sure that this all happens. So that becomes awaken because of the -1, and then we take it down 1 more. So we're going to learn and awaken enchant artifact. So we do get 1 spell, which gives us half a point. Spells, for some reason, are a little harder. And I know why, because there's some easy ways to get spells. At least there were. I don't know. Maybe it's a little less because I took away many of the freebie spells on the cards. So that's 1 of 3. 6. That's a curse. So we're gonna get a curse. Oh no, a curse. 5. Ashes. Gold is worthless. Which, strangely enough, it is. Just because. But that's 2. Unfortunately, that's our second roll, and so that sucks a little bit. We get another curse. All right. No, not good. Not good. 6. Disgust. Fame is worthless. Meaning prowess in our case. So that actually is going to take away that point. So currently, we really have 7.5 points right now because those are both nuked. Okay? And that's our day, though, is the crappy part. So, okay, there we go. King Soldiers is done, so we take that off the board. We do get our last 3 events for the last week. 1, we get a bat bounty. 2, peddler appears. And 3, spider bounty. So bats and spiders. It's mostly bats and spiders. And this lame peddler in the Caves 1. Are we really going to go to Caves 1 with no money to buy anything? I think so. I think we've got our points. Okay. I think our day is 4 searches. Got it. And we're just going to try to make that work, I think. And 5 spiders and imps. So we get 4 of these. Let's see if we can learn another darn spell here. 3. So it's a 3, so we will learn a spell. Read runes is a 3. We learn that bad boy. We get mountain lore. Are these really as big as these? It doesn't feel like it, does it? Oh, well, I suppose they are. That's all perspective, I suppose. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we got 2 spells. I think that's a 1.5. I think that is in the weird scoreboard for spells. Oh no, it's a half point. For 2, it's 1 point. There you go. So we've actually got a point. So we now have 8 points. And 1 more spell will give us... And we learn another spell, Mystic Boots. That gives us 3 spells and 2 points, which is the most that in this scoring, the most we can actually get here. And because I don't believe that, you know, this last spell is necessarily going to do anything for us, like super. Now, if it was transform, that's nice, because you can actually, if you have 2 cards, you can use transform twice, as opposed to just, you know, it being tied up forever. But we've learned 3 of the spells. And that's the end of our day. So on day 23, we move. Do we move, trade, and move? I think so. So I think it's going to be move to the inn, trade, because we still have the spells. We have learned them. So we don't need the Scroll of Alchemy to cast the 3 we've learned. So then we're going to move back to the valley, because I don't want to deal with the patrol again. And then I'm going to rest 1. So there we go. So that's our day 23. The monster roll's really not going to matter. It's a 5, so spiders and imps. So we go down here. We execute a trade phase with the rogues. So we're going to trade our Scroll of Alchemy for one of their widgets. I will take, for giggles, the Book of Lore. Oh, we don't want to do that. Oh, shit. No, I don't want to do that, do I? That's going to drop me a point, even though it's going to get me a point. So it really barely matters. So it really doesn't matter. It's 9 points, and if I do this, it's also 9 points. The only difference would be cycling a the only difference would be possibly cycling a quest right now. And I mean, again, there's no point in necessarily doing it. But that's going to leave us a point short. So let's rewrite that move, knowing what we know. Right? No, you know, right? No, realizing that that's not going to net us a point. What are we going to do then? So we're not going to head back. We're going to head forward. And indeed, So I'm trying to think, right? I'm trying to think. Do we... So let's say tonight we cast Wisp Guide. We go down and we hit up the crown. Boom, done. So that's a move. Now we're hoping nothing shows up down there, which unfortunately there is a reasonable chance that something does show up there. But now we're stuck, right? Now we're sort of stuck, but we could make it. I say that's what we're going to do. So tonight, I'm going to cast Wisp Guide, fatiguing that. And that means tomorrow I can go move to the crone. And pick the crone up. And that's day 23. If nothing else, it's an interesting possible. Giants and trolls, that's going to suck a little bit. So I'm going to move to the crone and pick the crone up. Crone will come with me. We're going to get giants and trolls, and those trolls are going to be these trolls. So we're going to get 2 trolls hitting us up. And well, we might get, oh, we're going to lose. Oh God. Okay. This all sucks, by the way, but this is all good. This is all sort of weirdly fascinating, right? Trolls are on top of us. I'm going to have to leave my boys. So I'm going to run, and I get to run this way because I got to come back the way I came. So we're going to go to this secret passage. These trolls are going to kill my guys, pretty much, is really what's going to happen. But they might not. So we're going to put 1 and 1 here, like that. I am out of the clearing, and these guys just have to survive a round or 2. And they can't kill these guys, so I'm just going to roll the red die up top. This die here, at 1 or a 4 kills our guys. This is round 1. This guy is killed. And then round 2, he's going to likely be killed. Yep, so done. So we're going to lose 4 prowess. Which is going to suck, because it's going to put us to 16, which is going to take our point away. Okay, well, so be it. But I'm not in there anymore. I'm here. So we're going to move to, I think, 5? No, 3. That's sort of all we can do. Move 3. Day 24. This could be disaster. 6 bats. Bats actually pretty good because we're not gonna. So move bat done. No bats appear here. That's a good roll for us. Oh, this fatigues because Wisp Guide was over at the end of that day. Move, yeah. So we're gonna move to the chapel and hide probably is my guess, because I don't want to be unhidden. And at the end of the day, we will get Cursebreaker, and then we'll get all of our points back, but it'll be just not enough because of our unfortunate deaths of our 2 boys here. But let's see what we got. This is what, day 25. So we're going to see what we got here. Day 25, into the chapel with us. 6, so bats are going to appear. So that's actually good. No natives are going to appear. 1, 2, we're going to drop off the crone. Well, we have to do this. We're going to hide twice. But we get a +1 to this. So this is a fail because the crone is still with us. Or no, we actually don't, because we drop her off, right? As soon as we go in there, end of phase. Oh no, I'm sorry. Return them to any dwelling. So she is back immediately. Perfect. And we no longer get, so we are actually hidden. Because we take a minus with her on us. Now that she's left us, we don't. So we score the crone. We are hidden. The order may or may not be pissed at us, but I don't know that we care because we are hidden. We are neutral with them. They do not care about anything about it. So we are also going to score Cursebreaker. That's going to be 2 points. It's going to give us 8 points. That's going to be 11 points. But also, yeah, 11. That takes away all of our curses. We now have 16 and 0 gold, which is, I believe, 0 prowess. Yeah, 0 points in prowess. And 0 points in gold. We're up to 11 points. We can ditch Cursebreaker. Oh, we actually get something, right? Yeah, we can. We'll be immune to curses. It does not matter. A visitor appears also doesn't matter. But we'll play it. We get woodwork. Pretend we played visitor appears, really, is what that means. We're now looking to see, can you score a point on the last day? That's really it. We are looking to score a point on one of these last days that we possibly can score a point on. Because we're up to 11. Yeah, I don't like how the numbers, the unbalanced numbers work there. I think we hide, move into the borderland again. These guys are dead, so done. I think that's our day. For day 26, I think we're going to try to kill that dragon and just go for broke, right? We're either going to kill that dragon or not. So we're not going to do that this time. What we're going to do is we're going to, what do we need to cast Nudge? We're going to cast at the end. You know what? We are going to hide, move. Hide, move into the Borderlands for day 26. With the end of day 25, we're going to cast Nudge. We're going to use Gray and our type 8. And we are going to call this guy. Yes, that guy is our nudge chit. Done. And that is the end of the day. Next day, day 26, we're going to roll to see what appears before we move into the Borderlands. And we get serpents and demons. And we are move, hiding twice. We are hidden. Unfortunately, Slither C draws these boys there. Well, there you go. It's 2 of them though. That's not good. We can't do that. We just can't do it. Oh, and Slither. Okay. We can't do any of that. Because now there's 2 of something on every space. And that is not okay for us. Ooh, that was a bad. That sucked. That sucked a lot. That sucked. The only option there is to cast Transform on yourself and hope that it works out real well. You would have to be something. Yeah, you'd have to be something that could not be killed or could easily kill those guys. You need a lion. You need a 3, 2, or 1 for that to work. Because you can nudge a 3 down to a 2, you can nudge a 2 down to a 1, blah, 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 right? This guy is not, you know, hard to kill. These guys could be killed, but you need to be a lion to kill them. I believe a lion does kill them. Because that H3 is pretty powerful. H3, 4. Yeah, like, they can't auto-hit you. You can auto-hit them. So unless they both, you know, like, right, the first round is dangerous, and so on. I mean, I think this is sort of it. This is literally the chance you have. So we're going to cast Transform. We're going to cast it on ourselves. So we are the target of the Transform. We're going to use Lucky Day if we need to, and Nudge if we need to. We're going to try to get a 3, 2, or 1 to become a lion. That's a 4, not enough. We will re-roll that. A 5, even worse. And I mean, we become a squirrel. And do we remain hidden? We may or may not remain hidden as a squirrel. It doesn't matter. We're not hidden, but we can run. And so we are here. And that's the day, because the squirrel's a 2. Transform Chit is now used. We can turn into a squirrel, but we can't get anything we need done. Is there anything you can do in 2 days? I'm pretty sure not. I'm pretty sure that's the end of the game for the magician. So he burned Lucky Day, and he burned his, I mean, well, I'll draw a card here, and then we'll see. Mountain Pilgrim. End of phase in mountain ledges and cliff. There's no possible way to get that done. We can, there's no possible way to get that done. So I think that's it, guys. I think that is essentially the end of the game for the Magician. The Magician retires with 11 points. So that's just short of the 12 to get the 4. So he would be, like, scoring 3 points. So give me a second here. So give me 1 second. I actually have a little mini scoreboard. 1 game. I know that the dude scored 8 plus. And that gives him, what, 2 points, right? Yeah, that's worth 2. Magician, in 1 game, scores 11 raw points, which is 3 points. So give me 1 second. And so there you go. So there's our big scoreboard, right? Our so far scoreboard. Amazon and Berserker both scored the max points, 12. So they get 4 league points, let's call it. The Black Knight scores 2 league points with his 8.5. The Magician comes in at 11. If he could have rolled that 3, 2, or 1, he kills those 2 things. That's enough prowess. He scores 12. So he is literally 1 transform short. And I like it. I like, you know, we're gonna go for broke. We're doing the thing. We tried it, but couldn't get it done. And that's too bad. That's there you go. That's Magic Realm. But we had 2 shots at it with a essentially a +1, you know, or -1, or whatever you want to call it. That's the Magician. That's been Magic Realm. I've enjoyed the solo runs. If you've enjoyed the solo runs, please like the video, subscribe, comment, and think about, you know, joining and becoming a member, because we do have chat games where we play with chat in the Magic realm. I would love to run one of you guys through a solo run as your favorite character. And that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Good night.